Hello everybody, my name is Trentsuing, and I am going to talk to you about what I consider how all the problems in the world can be solved by simply loving yourself. But hey, let's start off with a little humor, and part of my whole point. Let's take my name for example, Trentsuing. The name suing, ooh, that has a lot of negative attached to it. Think about it. How much negative in the world has the word suing received? Yeah, that's very powerful. You realize what it was like when I was a kid? All the different names I heard. Suey, sewer, who you suing? Yeah. I look back on it and I think it's hilarious actually. And then my first name, well, I'll let you figure that one out down the road. But anyways, I want to be able to point out the positive in my last name. All that pain that I felt when I was a kid, all the negative, that's a very strong positive because it reminds me to do this, to tell you legal. I don't enjoy doing it, but hey. Basically, I need to tell you that I am going to be telling you a story. This is my story. This comes from my memory and what used to be my reality. But I am not anything more than going to simply show you how to love yourself. And I'm not even going to try to influence you one way or another. All I'm going to have you do is listen with your heart. I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there have really felt deep down inside something's changing. Oh, believe me, it is. And the reason why I know that is because about a month ago, I woke up in what best I could describe it as full spectrum consciousness or enlightenment or Zen or grace of God or spiritual moment. It doesn't matter to me what you call it because it's all the same. To me, what that means, what I'm in mean? Well, first off, and I know this is going to sound crazy because hey, it's not like a light switch gets turned on and then instantly everything's done. No. You still have your physical self, your mind, that has to be able to function and it has to stay healthy. Because if it doesn't, there is no way your physical self, your body, what you consider your life, your existence, won't be able to handle what's coming. And hey, not everybody's going to agree with this. I totally understand. I thought I was crazy. I really did. Shoot, a couple months before this happened, I was wanting to go to the hospital and have my head checked out to make sure I wasn't getting a brain tumor. Because I started feeling things and understanding things that I didn't think was possible and nobody else understood it. Yeah, that starts really making you question yourself. It starts bringing on a lot of negativity. The kind of negativity that takes you to some of the most negative places that you know of. Or I can tell you that you can even imagine. But the amazing part is, if you listen to my story, you will understand eventually how every single negative in your entire life has actually been positive. I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but just ask yourself, or please ask yourself for me, how many mental disorders are there that come from somebody who refuses to not only accept the positive? Now, on the flip side, how many mental disorders are there that look at the negative first? If you just love yourself enough to truly listen, I promise you, it's all eventually going to make sense. And it's all going to get so much better. And you truly will see that all the problems in the world can be solved by simply loving yourself. Huge statement. You know, I know most of you are thinking I'm setting myself up for failure. Like, oh my gosh, what is this guy doing? I mean, hey, I'm using my real name. Eventually, I'm going to give my real email address. You know why? Because for the first time in your life, or hopefully not the first time, hopefully it hasn't been like it had been in my illusion, but I assure you, what I am giving you is strictly unconditional, undeserving love. And I want nothing in return other than you simply take the time and love yourself enough to listen. I had wrote up this big, cheat sheet because I was nervous. At the end of this, I'll show you the video that I was kind of doing a test run on, just to get comfortable staring at myself in the camera. Trust me, you know exactly how uncomfortable that would be, to be staring at yourself in the camera for this much time, talking to the world about things that, I guarantee you some of the stuff I'm going to say, show that you're going to hear, you are going to think some negative thoughts. But trust me, I assure you, all you simply have to do, as soon as you get to that point that you are having a negative thought while watching this video or about anything that I have discussed, just stop for 1 second. And with that negative thought that you keep hearing in your head instead of my voice, think what positive could be in what I just said. And I'm pretty sure you'll get right by that. And it's going to feel good. There's going to be people instantly, I know for a fact, somewhere in the world, every single person is going to judge me negatively for every single thing I say. And even as simple as every single thing they see in this room. I'm going to get the obvious judged for my appearance. Could be my nose, could be my teeth, could be the fact that I'm chewing gum. Or it could be anything in this room. My friend back here that I'm going to end up using probably at some point as a reference, just to remind you. Or, shoot, look up on the shelf. It says True Crimes Trading Cards. Oh, that could definitely get some negative going. And I understand. Because, hey, I have felt all that negative. I have thought that negative all my life, up until I woke up about a month ago. Yeah, this is intense. You know, I am going to discuss all major issues that I feel from my life, my memory, my illusion. Strictly looking back on all of my memories and looking at it positively, I am going to basically tell you my story of what my reality is. And I know that there is only one real truth, and that's the positive. You will see how quickly all the negative will start making itself so apparent. Even now, it's already started to happen. And I'm sure you'll see that as time goes on. I promise you, as this channel continues, or as I continue to make episodes, my promise to you is I will always talk to you from my heart, and that I have absolutely no negative intentions to gain. There's literally nothing I have to gain, and I truly have every single thing to lose. But I know how all of that is very positive. And pretty much all of that, at some point, most of you are going to think negative of something about it. But that's okay, because we're going to end up taking the negative thought and turning it into positive and realizing, holy cow, the power of that, the energizing, the growth that you get from the positive energy that was turned in from the negative, because that negative's been carried ever since the beginning of your birth. How your mind learns, how it processes. Initially, the only thing it knows is it wants to survive. Yeah, survival. Looking out for the negativity in life, staying away from it, because that's danger. That could end survival. Now stop and think. So at the very first experience, it starts learning how to avoid danger. It's literally trying to avoid the negative vibrations, because can't even see, probably can't even hear. Who even knows how much it can feel touch? But it feels its mother when it's holding it, even if it can't see, even if nobody says anything. Because this is the vibrations. And I will explain how everything goes all the way back down to the basics, and how everything can truly find one truth by first recognizing the negative and then looking for the positive. I know it sounds crazy. I know by now most of you are kind of weirded out. Yeah. A lot of you, you've been waiting for this. Hey, I'm no religious leader. I'm no counselor. I have screwed up basically my entire existence up until I woke up. I will share with you some absolutely crushing things about myself, the truths about myself, where I have done wrong. I won't mention anybody else's name because nothing is good to come from that. I mean, really, I'm only in search of the positive. I'm willing to acknowledge the negative to find the positive. But any negativity that comes towards me, I'm not even going to feed into it. Because how does that even make sense? We want happiness, and we'll talk about happiness. We want love, and we'll talk about love. We will talk about everything that I guarantee you touches a ton of people inside. And you know what? For those of you that it doesn't, I get it. Oh, trust me. I've worked as an engineer. I am OCD. I'm ADHD. So the amount that I have picked every single thing apart, plus I'm a Taurus. Yeah. Oh, and I was a Marine, type A personality, all those good things, which actually, in the long run, you will see how amazing everything has been. Even if it's simply by how it got me, how it got you, here right now. I will show you how every single thing is good. Oh, that's a huge concept. And trust me, that's not a quick one. It's going to take time. And realize I only have so much energy. You know, the reason why I don't have a better stage or, I don't spit my gum out or, why, shit, who knows? I might even have snot dripping out my nose. I probably do. And in the future, you will see, I'll post, might be walking down the road. You might see my personality change on this split moment. And what you're going to see is you're going to see different parts of me when I'm in a meditative state. What a meditative state means to me now is that literally my inner spirit, my whole being, is at that moment fully conscious, or at least to the point that my physical mind has been able to understand so far and accept as we're working backwards. Very, very intense stuff. Oh, especially when I tell you what I am saying is in majority of the music, majority of the TV shows, majority of everything. As soon as you allow your brain to start listening out of love for yourself, you're going to start noticing the patterns. And don't think when your brain starts realizing that, oh shit, maybe there is something to this, that it's going to be some horrible, horrible thing. No. You are going to see how I was able to take all my deepest pains, whether it be contemplating suicide, whether it be using, let's call it truth, abusing drugs. I'll talk about addictions. I'll talk about failed relationships and why I know I was at least half the problem. Oh, trust me. Yeah. It takes a lot of energy, but it doesn't hurt at all. It feels amazing, actually. Because every single negative memory that you have that you think about, as soon as you find the positive, you get a jolt of, oh my gosh, this is true. Yeah, no hypnosis here, no anything. All I'm doing is talking to you from my heart, as raw as I possibly can be. And the reason for that is there's a good chance those people that get me, that feel me right now, actually feel me as I'm talking to you. Those are the ones I have to help first. I have to put my energy towards helping the ones who need it most. So, the first thing I'm going to be talking about in my story, from my memory, that I will refer to as my illusion. I'm just going to tell you my story about how the negative, there's that runny nose thing, how the negative, oh, you ought to see, imagine how it is as a tattoo artist that's tattooing and you get a runny nose. Guess where it goes? Yep, only option is what is raw truth. And even if you're thinking an absolute negative, I guarantee you, if you stop and think the opposite, think of the good that would be in that, oh, you're going to be like, oh shit. Oh, and we will get to me as a tattoo artist. And when those of you that as soon as you hear my name are going to start looking me up on the internet, hey, I'm totally cool with that. I got nothing to hide. I really don't. And the more you find, the more it's just going to strengthen how good it is to see the positive. Yeah. I see all the negative. Oh, you better believe brain remembers the negative extremely well. Survival. Actually, very first thing it sees. Yep. Anyway, I am running out of energy for now. Thank you so much for, even if you're criticizing, even if you're laughing at me, even if you're, who knows. Thank you for loving yourself enough to listen to me this far. Because all I want to do is teach you how simply loving yourself can solve all the problems of the world. And as far as somebody wanting to, record, share this video, as long as you don't falsely try to claim that my story is yours or try to alter any of my video in any way, please do. Even if you're wanting to make fun of me, go ahead. Because ultimately, that will even prove what I am saying is true. That the negative starts jumping out first. And as soon as it jumps out, and as soon as you start looking at the positive, all the negativity starts imploding in on itself. But we'll get to that again. I have so many different things we're going to discuss, and it's not my narcissism. Trust me, that would be a huge negative. Wow. If I was narcissistic, and this is why I'm doing this? Oh, yeah. I would have already destroyed myself. And I think that's cute. And hey, I don't care who you are, what struggles you're going through. Have I felt the exact same pain or truly understand the exact same pain? No. How could I possibly say I do? I'm not in your head. We didn't have the same memories. We don't view anything the exact same. Everything we see life as is how we were taught in all sorts of different ways. This is going to be fun. I'm going to try to keep the humor up. I am probably never going to be able to pull off a script. Really? I mean, why do I want to not love myself enough to have anxiety? Oh, those of you who have anxiety, trust me, you're up in the front of the line. I want to talk to you as well. But first, my thoughts on how I found the positive in my own suicidal thoughts, and my thoughts on how my depression was so easy to get out of. When you're in it, oh hell no. Ironic to say that. You know, I even though I am what I consider fully conscious, I am not pure by no means. I'm still Trent. I still, have things I know I need to stop. Shoot, you're going to notice in the video that I attached secondly, I'm sure you're even going to notice I have a chew in. You realize how freaking embarrassing that is? Do I want to right off the bat start looking unclassy and uneducated? Oh, I am educated in a lot of different things. But we'll talk about that later too. Anyway, don't judge my art yet when you find it, because I guarantee you, you're not actually seeing it the way you will see it once I talk about that. And I'll do a section on how to become the world's best tattoo artist simply by loving yourself. When you get to a point where your brain is thinking instead of listening to my words, you're no longer listening to me. Any negative thoughts that you have while you've been listening to me, you need to back up before those negative thoughts in the video and listen up to that point. If that doesn't work, then you know what? An amazing trick is go ahead and find the person you think is the most positive. One that's almost annoying how positive they are. Bet you anything, good chance that person's going to get you right by it. Because they're already a little more conscious. They're already recognizing the basic concept of there is no positive when you always view just the negative. Crazy way of thinking. I know it sounds like I'm going in circles, and I know I've lost most of you by now. But that's okay. Down the road, I will address anybody who, even if you have a desire to prove that I'm wrong, I accept that. I'll go public and I'll talk with whoever. Because you know what? If I am wrong, that's even a positive that I could get for myself. You think, how in the world could that be positive for you, being proven wrong? Because then I just learned something else from that negative experience. How I need to learn to communicate differently so that I can reach everybody in the positive way. It just keeps going and going and going and going. But I commit to you that I will give every ounce of my energy that I have available to keep sharing more of my story. And when it gets to the point that it really strikes home with you and you know exactly what I'm saying, and even if you knew from the very beginning, if so, Oh, I very much look forward to meeting you. Actually, I look forward to meeting any of you. Weird, huh? Almost scary. Oh, yeah. Imagine how scary it was to me when I first realized I was almost willing to cease to exist by my physical self because I had been hurting so much by what I thought others were doing to other people. I was willing to give my life to prevent the innocent from being killed. Because in my illusion, I thought, all right, this is my one way to purify and to get some credit for my soul. Because at that point, I felt nobody loved me at all. Nobody, you know. The fact of the matter is, truly, unconditional, undeserving love is only one love. Well, I know there's no way possible anybody ever truly loved me. And that's all because I didn't simply love myself. I didn't give myself unconditional, undeserving love. Yes, I'm going to keep repeating stuff. It's going to get annoying. Realize that if it's annoying to you first, stop and realize why it's annoying to you when I'm simply telling you how to love yourself. And then realize that there's other people. Every single person communicates in a different way. Because all of us have a totally different perspective. And we will discuss everything. And by May 19th, I will conclude with telling you how I know from my life, from my memory, from my consciousness, my reality, we can solve every single problem in the world simply by loving yourself. Yeah, if there's the people that always look for the negative and find great humor in it, watch too, because you're going to find a ton of it. It won't hurt me. It won't bother me, because I love you too. Hey, I'll shut up now. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.